Greetings, this is William Jackson, and I would love to welcome you to the African NFT Metaverse Conference 2024. I will be speaking today about building digital entrepreneurs through technological imagination, innovation, and intelligence. I hope this presentation is received with the joy and the excitement that I have in creating it. I'm not speaking in person. This is recorded because there were certain technical issues on my part with bandwidth and power. So I figured the best way to do this is to record this presentation and provide it to you so that you can listen. And if there are questions, you can reach out to me across social media with my brand, My Quest to Teach, or through email, which is myquesttoteach@gmail.com. And I'm more than happy to do my best to answer any questions. I would just like to take the time to thank Africa NFT Metaverse Conference for allowing me to present and allowing me to speak. It is such a great honor to be able to participate in this dynamic conference that has been going on literally for over a month. There's so many great speakers, so many great people that are providing information and helping all of us to grow. And I have learned quite a bit. So when we're talking about building digital entrepreneurs through technological imagination, innovation, intelligence, we're talking about how today we stand on the threshold of a new educational and business landscape, one that promises really to transform teaching and learning through the power of virtual reality or VR, artificial intelligence or AI, and other elements such as IoT, which is the Internet of Things. This isn't just another trend that you hear about. It isn't a fad or a temporary technological innovation. This is here to stay. This has meaning. This has purpose. This has power. VR in education and VR in business is changing the potential to reshape how our students learn and all of the abilities that they have to be engaged with knowledge and creativity and with career building skills which are necessary. As we know, technology can move millions of African youth, teens, and young adults into business ownership and even entrepreneurialism. Many people are beginning to realize that Africa is the youngest nation. Excuse me. Africa is the youngest continent filled with 55 nations, and the potential for those nations and those youth, teens, and young adults to influence the world are phenomenal. I just wanted to be sure that I share that it is a great honor to be here and to teach with words of encouragement, to teach excitement across the beautiful and vast landscape of Africa. And that since 2017, my companies, My Quest to Teach and Metaverse WP, and also since 2018, 2019 till present, my wife's company, Aida Correa Jackson, her company, Love Built Life, have significantly sponsored youth, teens, and young adults to attend technology conferences across Africa. So not only are we putting our money where our mouth is, but we're walking the walk and talking the talk. And prayerfully, more companies and businesses will follow our lead. We are not a Microsoft. We are not a Netflix. We are not an Adidas. We are educators with a passion and purpose to be a blessing to as many youth, teens, and young adults out there to grow into technologists. Because technology of all aspects, all platforms, tools, apps have become transformational for the digital entrepreneurs and business owners that are across Africa. They cannot rely on the old ways of doing business, of the old ways of seeking customers, of the old ways of engagement and development. because there must be platforms for collaboration, must be platforms for networking and skill development. No one can build a business by themselves any longer. Even billionaires need workers to help those with billions achieve success. Democratizing access to technology by providing free or low-cost opportunities for people to learn website development with WordPress, e-commerce, and digital marketing are key and important. How to integrate artificial intelligence, virtual reality, the Internet of Things, and immersive learning. There is exposure, as we know, across the globe, around the world, to AI, to VR, to Metaverse, to IoT elements that are changing lives and building businesses internationally, not just in the United States, not just in Canada, and not just in Europe. Africa has great potential to be equal, if not better, than other nations because of the diversity of its citizens, because of the innovation, because of the creativity, and importantly, because of the imagination and determination that can build small businesses, that can have business owners and entrepreneurs do amazing things. Africans have been building local ecosystems, building thriving digital ecosystems by connecting African entrepreneurs with local developers, designers, marketers who understand the culture and economics that require the nuances for their regions and communities and cities. What is required is unity, collaboration, cooperation, and determination are the keys to being successful. There are allies, there are companies like American-based Metaverse WP, for example, which I'm proud to use to help and promote scholarships and opportunities for youth, teens, and young adults to attend conferences in Africa, helping to sponsor community events by providing workshops, blending Metaverse, AI, IoT, and immersive ecosystems to empower African youth, teens, and young adults. Educators as well need to be included in the growth and development of the new Africa ecosystems to keep learning fresh and relevant. An entrepreneur in Nairobi looking to sell traditional crafts and connect with developers in other places, let's say like Ginger, who specialize in e-commerce, while others in Lagos might learn about SEO tailored to those in South African markets. Through workshops, talks, hands-on activities, participants gain actionable skills that immediately benefit their business. The road to continued African independence, self-preservation, and economic independence means that investments and reinvestments must happen first in Africa by Africans. Africa cannot depend on the same colonizers that now want to be friends after decades of slavery, thievery, and debauchery. Fostering continued collaboration and networking connections is a powerful aspect of business growth, business scalability, and success. Africans must invest and reinvest in themselves and their communities. The Africa NFT Metaverse Conference shows the immense responsibilities and abilities of working to build, educate, and empower through one-of-a-kind digital expressions of pride, purpose, power, and position. When Africans come together, they don't just exchange ideas. They build each other's dreams up. It's like joining a continental family of creators and innovators and multiple people with great imagination and determination to be successful. Committed to mutual success is the recipe for success for the continent of Africa. Just like jollof rice, everyone makes it differently. Different flavors, different smells, different ingredients. But when we taste the diversity, the blessings, the power, and the flavors of the heritage of Africa, The culture it brings is powerful and reminds us of who we are and where we came from. The power of empowering marginalized communities across Africa must mean seeing the instrumental benefits in empowering women, providing resources and mentorships, and those mentorships to help individuals and groups and communities to grow so that underrepresented women have leadership opportunities, that they are creative, that they are appreciated, and that they are provided innovative opportunities to share their knowledge. Women entrepreneurs should benefit from digital personal branding, marketing opportunities, and content strategies enabling them to compete in the digital marketplaces in Africa and globally. Business development and educational opportunities should foster a sense of community and shared purpose where digital skills and entrepreneurial spirit come together to drive regional growth. I encourage that African educators don't just teach technology. They must teach to believe in what's possible when they work together as professional educators and inspire their students. As a teacher, technology of over 33 years, and business owner, blending both is the best of both worlds. With the blending of tech, business, education, culture, and connections, supporting new generations of Africans to see themselves as African, but just as importantly, also as business owners and entrepreneurs. How can VR, AR, and IoT and Metaverse assist in improving higher education across the continent of Africa? Well, I'm glad you asked. Virtual reality, VR, and the Metaverse are reshaping African education by introducing immersive and interactive learning environments. These technologies bridge the gap between traditional classroom methods and digital innovation, enabling students and educators to experience concepts in ways previously unimagined. Aida and I, several years ago, learned of Victory XR and Engage VR, and we were honored and happy to go through the process to be certified VR educators. These couple of years have opened up multiple doors where we can be blessings to youth, teens, and young adults internationally, not just locally here in Jacksonville, Florida, but able to reach out in the digital world and help and teach and mentor. Meanwhile, as we think about this, the metaverse allows for virtual campuses, fostering collaboration among students across diverse locations in Africa and global. As a metaverse opportunity creator myself, the business Metaverse WP creates metaverse sites for WordCamp conferences across Africa. Our clients are extensive and our clients are growing. Our clientele realizes that they cannot just do the same things all the time and get the same results. Technology must be integrated to meet the needs, inspire youth, teens, young adults across Africa to be the best versions of themselves that they can. Teachers can teach accordingly to share cultures in a different way and build leaders in both boys and girls, and importantly, allow them to collaboratively work together and respect each other. By embracing digital tools, African educational systems can address challenges like overwhelming and overcrowded classrooms, limited teacher access, and resource constraints, either monetarily or availability. Initiatives integrating VR and the metaverse in education also promote digital literacy, which all students need. Preparing students for a rapidly evolving global economy, helping to build skills early so African students will not be unemployable, underemployable, or forgotten. African governments must improve infrastructures and access to technology to improve the potential for these innovative youth, teens, and young adults that will be future leaders. To democratize and enhance education across the continent should be a number one priority. As Barack Obama, the first Black or African American president of the United States of America, a child of African heritage and culture, the better educated a community is, a city is, the better educated even governments are in helping their citizens. President Barack Obama, whose father was of African heritage, made sure that African nations and governments were sure to understand that the more educated a community and a people is, the less corruption, because it is seen that everyone benefits by learning, growth, and development. So not just coming from me, we've had the honor of hearing President Barack Obama talk in several locations across Africa about the responsibility of African presidents and prime ministers to build the infrastructure to help education be equitable and equal for boys and girls and men and women. This is the way that Africa will grow back into the greatness it once had. This wonderful conference, the African NFT Metaverse Conference, embraces many aspects of technological growth and development that governments need to help. They need a smart, intelligent, creative, imaginative, innovative, and well-read and purposed employees. They need to see the goals of business, education, commerce, and development. Virtual reality, VR, augmented reality, AR, and the Internet of Things, IoT, hold immense potential to transform higher education across Africa by making learning more interactive, accessible, and efficient. These technologies are catalysts, the catalyst for addressing challenges like resources that need to be made available, overcrowded classrooms that need to be managed, and closing the digital divide that is still in existence across the continent. But also, of course, while preparing students for the demands of a global economy and the challenges that we face. VR and AR can create dynamic, interactive learning environments where students experience complex subjects, but they are able to interact with those subjects in a more welcoming and inviting way. Virtual labs, historic reconstructions. AR can bring history to life by overlaying historical events or ancient structures or societies on physical spaces within the metaverse. Encouraging and enriching students to understanding of their African heritage and those that are around them. Medical thinking and medical training can be enhanced to build Africans as doctors and nurses and in specialty careers in dentistry, vision, and other areas where disease may ravage the body. Virtual reality simulations allow medical students to practice surgeries and procedures, reducing dependency on physical cadavers and the enhancing abilities of the technological nuances of growth and development to understand how the body works. Looking at Internet of Things relating to how Africans can work next to computers, can work next to robots, and enhancing their skill development. Learning outcomes are creating smart educational ecosystems, teaching students how to work with integrated technological designs. Artificial reality and robotics are the growing areas now because of the blending of various technologies. Bridging the digital divide across Africa is a priority. Africa should be building its own microprocessor labs. Africa should be building its own space stations to explore space and receive the rewards. Africa should be exploring the seas around the continent and not just allowing other nations to snatch and steal African oceans and resources from Africans and taking them back to foreign soils. The world should be purchasing from Africa, not Africa purchasing back its own resources from countries that have stolen it from Africa. The resources that the world benefits from, but Africans struggle even in their daily lives to survive and thrive. Virtual campuses and education are available. The metaverse can host virtual universities, connect students across Africa and the world. My wife and Aida are honored that we have been teachers for the past 4 years with certain schools across the African continent in Nigeria, in Uganda, and in Kenya. We are also mentors to several students, to several young adults that are business owners on the continent of Africa. So we understand the unique and intricate challenges, but we also appreciate the work that is done to help those young people to be successful. Digital literacy for Africans must begin now. These facilities that are available must provide collaborations and networking without the cost of increased funds that dampen creativity and dampen the spirit. The libraries across Africa should be supported, should be provided resources to help build literacy and reading and comprehension across Africa. These technologies nurture 21st century skills, such as critical thinking, such as problem solving, such as technological fluency, equipping students for the global workplace and for competition. African youth, teens, and young adults must have skills to be competitive, and education should be equal and equitable for all boys and girls. To realize the full potential of Africa, the integration of technology are tools to help. They will not solve all problems. Those come with investment. Those come with collaboration. Those come with cooperation. Those come from building reliable infrastructures that provide affordable devices for people to be business owners and entrepreneurs. It is important that partnerships with tech companies and governments and nonprofits and NGOs can accelerate the integration of these innovations. Using NGOs to support, but making sure that NGOs do their job to help the community and not take advantage of the communities that they're in. Africa has no time to waste. No time to waste to build its infrastructure, to build its people, to build its future, to be competitive in this world. But also, we must remember Africa should not be wasting the resources that has been blessed across the continent. In closing, we must remember that we have had access to those that were creative thinkers and writers, such as Wale Soyinka or Chinua Achebe or Ngugi wa Thiong'o, who set the path and who set the reason for wanting to be educated, wanting to be engaged. Some people may have disagreed with their thinking and their engagements, but the most important thing to remember is the educational value and the purpose of reading, writing, and learning about and discovering African literature, African culture, and preserving the independence. So in closing, there needs to be much better for African people. And through work such as this, the Africa NFT Metaverse Conference are provided strategies, are provided skilled people with knowledge of problem solving, of collaboration that you have listened to and will be listening to more for Africa to work together and come together. All 55 nations, not relying on others to come in and try to save them or manage them, but allowing the Africans to explore and to expand and to grow. As Chinua Achebe has stated that until the lion has its own historians, the colonizer will write the history books. It is time for Africa to write its own history books. It is time to empower its youth, teens, and young adults to be the historians, to write another African story that benefits Africa. We hope you enjoy this conference. We hope there's a lot to take away. We hope that you have an opportunity to network with others that are sitting next to you, in front of you, and back of you, and sharing ideas and sharing experience to build and make Africa a beautiful, wonderful, rising, and developing continent of beautiful people that have much intelligence, imagination, creativity, and innovation. Thank you.